Thanks a lot, Satyaki, for joining me today. Why we are discussing a very specific topic about admission after 12th class exam to universities like JU, Jadavpur University, Presidency, and universities like Benares Hindu universities, which are esteemed universities of India. So last few days and actually a few weeks, I have received quite few emails and messages from students who are at the end of their studies. So they're finishing their 10 plus 2, and they are facing a very strong uncertainty that as they do not know exactly where they will end up of their graduation studies, they are quite stressed. So the purpose today of this session is to let them know that someone like you, and you will introduce yourself in a few minutes, who went through this phase, maybe in a different time frame, but you managed to crack some of these exams quite easily, at least easy than what you thought these exams are about. So we will try to give some input today in context of what kind of exams a art student after finishing their 10 plus 2 can opt for, and which universities they might end up in a holistic way. But later, what we will talk about today is that later, Satyaki, you can offer them few classes which they can opt for and prepare themselves to go for these exams. So, without losing much time, what I would say is maybe Satyaki, you can say a few words about yourself, where you come from, who are you, and what was the challenge that you faced years ago in a very specific situation about to finish 10 plus 2. But maybe I come to that question a bit later. You can shortly introduce yourself, who you are, where you are from, and what kind of challenges you have faced while finishing your 10 plus 2.
I am Satyaki Mukherjee. I came from a very humble background. I live in a suburban area called Hooghly. I have studied in Hooghly Collegiate School, which is a Bengali medium school. So there I studied for like 2 years, my 11 and 12. And before that, I have studied in St. John's School. So both of them were very normal school, a very normal government school. So at the beginning, I just got to know about Banaras Hindu University, Jadavpur University, Presidency University from books like when I studied about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and all. I got to know about Presidency University. They studied there. They did big great things after completing their graduation, like towards Jivanananda Das. He pursued English honors. So from there, I got to know about Presidency. And then there is Jadavpur University, which is also a part of a revolutionary process. It was it was part of a movement. It originated from Orientalist movement. So like that, I got these names, but there was no idea about how can I crack those. How can I get into those universities? How can I get into Jadavpur University, or how can I get into Presidency University? And then after a few months, I got to know about Banaras Hindu University, which is also a very great institution according to NIRF and all. And I have studied there for around a year. So I would also say the same thing. It's a great university. And currently I am pursuing comparative literature. I will be completing my graduation after a few months from Jadavpur University. So here I can say that when I was in 12th, I had no idea about how to get into these universities. These were like a very big thing, a very big challenge for me. I was feeling like I am far behind than the point from where I can reach those universities, from where I can get in. And I talk to people, talk to some seniors. They sometimes discouraged me. Some of them encouraged me, telling me that this kind of universities requires a great amount of knowledge. You have to study a lot of books, a lot of things. You have to know stuff, theories, and a lot of numbers in terms of scholarly papers and all. And I was from a very humble background. In my family, there was no one like in academics, so I have no information. I heard for the first time that there is something called academic papers or scholarly papers or things and stuff. So then I was privileged with a laptop and an internet connection, and I just tried to search about these universities. I started to read about these universities and people who have studied the alumni and their backgrounds. And I saw there are many people who came from more complicated situations, who are living in a rural area without any internet or laptop. Then I thought, why can't I crack it? I visited some of the universities. I got some information from there. Then I started studying on the papers. And while studying, I got hang of a few books from College Street. And then I realized that this is not a very big deal. Cracking these entrance examinations, getting into these universities are not that much big that I thought earlier. I thought earlier these things are very big, very huge. It is not. It is beyond my capability. But it was not like that. When I sat for the examinations, I was very frightened because of the preconceived idea, the preconceived notion that these exams are very complicated and very big one. For that, it increased the fear inside me. I was very afraid of the examinations because I had no clear image, no clear vision of the whole thing. I have no clear idea about the whole thing, the entrance examination, the preparation, and the time management, stress management, and all. And because of that, I was so much stressed. I just my hands were shivering when I was writing the examinations. I remember one incident. In my comparative literature entrance test, I just answered 60 marks out of 100 because I was so frightened about it. My hands were shaking when I just entered the examination center. And after that, when I got into Jadavpur University or when I got into Banaras Hindu University or presidency, I realized it is not a very big deal. The only thing that was missing before is the idea, the entire image, and the vision. And by getting that image, that idea earlier, if I would have gained that image earlier, if I would have known what to do and how to do, and what is this? This is not a very big deal. This is a very normal thing. It's not very easy and it's not very tough. You can do it easily. So
I think what you are saying is that yes, it's tough, but it's not impossible. And if
yeah,
I summarize your experience, it's a bit like initially you are quite scared and you are under a lot of stress because you had a lot of misinformation that
yeah,
people were putting in front of you, that these are exams which only stalwarts can cross, and so on and so forth. But then you did not stop yourself there. You prepared for the exams and you managed to crack exams in presidency in Jadavpur or in BHU. And now you know that actually it's not about the fact that someone needs to be a genius to go through these exams to
exactly.
start their graduation, but you now also have a blueprint of because you took all these exams and now you know how to do that, a blueprint to help those students who are in their 12th class and wants to study further in a good university, comes from arts background. That's a excellent news because I believe that we can have few lectures or few classes and sessions focused on this topic, that someone who comes from arts background, how they can prepare themselves
Yeah,
and get through these exams. Maybe Shatoki, you can enlighten us on two specific topic. One is what kind of topics you can help these students with, what are the subjects that you can help them with. And the second thing is, when are these exams going to start? If you already have some prospective timeline for this.
Like I have said earlier, I studied arts, so I have studied history, political science, English literature, Bengali literature. So I can help students to who are thinking about, who are aspiring for BAR in Bengali or BA in English, or political science or history in any of the central universities, or like Jadavpur University, Presidency University, Winners in University. I can help them out to get an idea about this entrance examination and how to prepare for it, how to face those challenges, how to remain stress free and get a full image of the examinations and get into their dream university they want to. And as far as the dates are concerned, the dates like Jamia Millia Islamia, which is a central university situated in Delhi, has started its application process from 17th May, and the last date is 13th June. And other universities like Banaras Hindu University, Delhi University, uh, Rajiv Gandhi University, Jadavpur University, Presidency, they will also start their application process from, like, if things go in the right way, July or August. Maybe Presidency's exam is on mid-August. It has completed its application process much earlier. It always does. And the other universities will open their application window, I think, by the end of June, maybe, if the
So,
situation.
okay. So it means roughly end of July to September, the exams will take place.
Yeah,
So if the students want to prepare, this is the time that they should start to act.
yeah,
What I would suggest is, then, as you previously told me that you are happy to offer a few classes on this topic of students who come from background of arts, want to study further in good universities like JU, JNU, DU, or BHU, and so on. They can have these lectures, these sessions, and they can prepare themselves for the best. And this is how you yourself did when you went through these exams and managed to crack them. What I would say is, we can finish our session here, as we now know that you are happy to help these students on their journey to get into a good university. I will definitely add that below this video you will find link for finding out who Satyaki is and who I am, and in the next link you will have in this video is a form that you have to fill up as soon as possible, because we don't have a lot of place for a lot of students. There is a limitation in context of time and space. So please fill up this form and send it to us. You just need to submit, and that's it. And then we will get back to you. If you think that these exams are hard, we can assure you that that's not true. If you prepare well, uh, it might be that these exams need some attention, but they are not impossible to crack. So without
definitely.
any time to lose, I would say let's start and get back to us by submitting this form as soon as possible. And special thanks to Satyaki for giving your time for students.
Yeah.
And I wish you a good time ahead, and stay healthy. See you then. Bye.